Let's look at how to make some drums on the Pro 3. We're going to start with our initialize patch by holding down the down octave button and tapping latch. Let's start by routing our auxiliary envelope 1 to oscillator 1. This will give us our percussive sound. So I'm going to add 97 amount to it. And I'm going to route it, hit the destination. I'm going to make the destination oscillator 1 coarse frequency. That's already pretty cool. Let's change the ADSR a little bit, and we're going to set it to 0 attack, 38 decay, 0 sustain, and 38 release. And right now we're using a sawtooth wave because that's the default. That I find is the worst wave to use for drum sounds. You really want a triangle wave or a square wave. Triangle wave's awesome. Oh, square wave is tight. Square wave, I think it takes up a lot of sonic real estate, so I don't end up using the square wave that much if there are melodic elements going on. If there aren't, then square wave is awesome. Otherwise, I tend to stick to the triangle wave. And with this shape mod, when you turn it all the way up, ooh, that's a really cool sound too. I'm going to stick with shape mod all the way down for now though, to get a more traditional sound. Now we want to pick our 4-pole ladder filter, and because this is going to give us some distortion in a nice way. And as far as our oscillator 1 volume, I find that since we're just using a single oscillator right now, when oscillator 1 is at 64, which is 50%, it's not giving us any distortion really. That's as loud as I can tell that it goes without giving us some distortion. And then as we add more volume, we add more distortion. It overdrives this filter a little bit more. And where I like it is in the 70s, because as you overdrive it more, you lose your high frequencies. But you get this kind of compressed sound. So I find that this is a good medium. Next, we want to change our amp envelope. So we do want amp velocity to be on, and we want 0 attack. We want 83 for our decay, 0 sustain, and 71 for release. And I have these two different numbers because I find that this is actually what sounds the most the same, whether or not I press the note or just tap it. Now we want to dive into the sequencer a little bit. I'm going to start by clearing our sequence. So I held track select, and then I hit erase track, and then when I hit erase track, then I press the number 1, all while holding track select. So now we have a sequence that's just cleared. Yep, sounds cleared. And then I'm going to make it a sequence of length 1 by holding down 1 and pressing reset. So now I can play with this value knob and I can change the note. So right now it's a C0. If you turn it all the way up, it goes up to a C10. I don't want to do things that way though. I don't want to change the pitch of our oscillators in such a rigid manner. I don't want it to be tuned. I want it to be a percussive patch. So I want it to be somewhat atonal. The way I'm going to do that is I'm going to use track 5 on the sequencer. So I'm going to hold track select and press 5. So right now track 5 isn't doing anything. So I'm going to change the destination right here to just this first option, oscillator 1 octave. So now when I change the value knob, I get this nice slider on there, and that is showing how high the pitch is going to be. So when it's really, really low, well, I'll hit play on the sequencer. So low that you can't even hear it for the most part. And then as it goes higher, it gets up pretty high. Now, having oscillator 1 at the -2 octave like I have it is good for playing with the keyboard. But for playing it with the sequencer, I find it to give you a better range if you're all the way at +2, because then this value knob I feel like it just has a better range on it. I love that already. That's super fun to play with. Let's move forward by setting our sequence to have a length of 8. So I'm going to hold down 8 and I'm going to press reset. And I'm going to record a sequence on the fly. So I'm going to hit play and then I'm going to hold down record and I'm going to turn this value knob as it's playing. And then when I find something I like, I'm just going to let go of record. Now I can go in and edit it if I want to. Maybe this note is a little high for me, so I can hold this one down. And since we made this velocity sensitive, we can go in, we can press track select 1, and this is where our velocity is. This is still a 1-step sequence, so I'm going to hit, because the different tracks can have different lengths to their sequences, which is pretty cool. You can do some interesting polyrhythmic stuff there. But I'm going to hold down 8 and press reset. So now our note and velocity track, which is combined in track 1, is also of length 8. And now these bars down here show what our velocities are. And you change that with this knob right here. You can also add in some higher notes on the fly by going back to track 5 and just muting some of these. So you can mute each step in the sequencer, right? Or unmute it by just tapping on it. This is pretty cool because since our oscillator 1 is at +2 octaves, when it's muted and it's not changing it at all, like most of these are negative here. When it's muted, it actually gives you kind of a high note. So it can register as something more snare-like, but it's really more of like a high tom. Now let's add in some snare. So we're going to use our noise oscillator for that. I'm going to set it to about 25 for now, but I might change this later. And we're going to hit our modulation matrix, and in our source, we're going to make it, again, track 5. So we want that pitch that's affecting everything else to also affect this. So when the pitch goes high, we want it to be a snare drum. When the pitch is low, we want it to be more tom or bass drummy. So sequence track 5 is our source amount. It's going to be 127, and destination we want to be our cutoff. So I'm going to hold destination and wiggle the cutoff knob to get that. Or not the cutoff. We want it to be our noise volume, our noise level. Okay, so sequence track 5 is changing the noise level. So when we look at sequence track 5 here, the noise is going to be lower, then it's going to be a little louder, then really quiet, then louder, and even louder, and then, yeah. We can also get a hi-hat sound out of this. So let's turn off this modulation just temporarily. Turn the amount down to 0. And we'll use our filter envelope in order to get this. And so we'll have this noise still on here, and attack for our filter envelope is going to be 0. Decay is going to be 23. Sustain is 0, and release is also 23. And as far as amount, I'm going to choose 53. And then as we turn down our cutoff, we can find the spot that sounds like a hi-hat. Now let's take it to the next level. We're going to go back into our mod matrix and map noise. So hold source and wiggle the noise knob. I'm going to map this to the cutoff. So it's going to just add some randomness to the cutoff. It's going to make it sound a little more lo-fi maybe. Definitely a little scratchier. Could sound a little bit like vinyl noise, but not exactly. But it's something similar. It's in the same vein. Let's hear how it sounds. Well, there you have it. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this video and want to see more like it, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I've got lots of tutorials for a lot of different synths, actually. I have some other Pro 3 tutorials. I have lots of Prophet 6 tutorials. I have Arturia Micro Freak tutorials. I don't even know what other, I've got some MS-20 tutorials. I have a lot of tutorials. So if you want more tutorials, then subscribe to the channel. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a great day.